This episode of Young and Pregnant starts with Danae putting Brianna's shoes on. She says she feels like Cinderella with him. They made up after that fight and have a baby shower, which goes by smoothly. They seem to be in a good place, at least for now. Danae wants to legally adopt Brayson, saying they have to live together for that. He even wants Brayson to have his last name. Brianna's like, I might hold off on that for now, which is a smart move. You already put Danae in the first name, and we already know by this point that from social media that Danae is not with her anymore. But Brianna loves him and says, "We are one," and Danae doesn't look so amused. He's possessive, and it's clear he really wants that last name. Jade is totally burned out from her baby and calls her mom crying, asking for advice. She's worried because the baby's not going to the bathroom, and she doesn't know how much milk to make her. She says she feels like everyone is overwhelming her, and she gets really pissed that her grandma keeps calling, and she says, "I'm gonna curse her out if she calls again." Come on, grandma's probably just trying to help you. Ashley, Barr, and her mom talk about co-sleeping with their baby. Pastor T suggests they don't do that yet, and they let their baby sleep in a crib. Ashley and Barr go on vacation with some of their friends to Lake Tahoe, and Ashley says it feels good to get away from all the older adults. Kayla and Stefan are chatting. He says she's going to be an outstanding mother, and he just wants to match up to that. Kayla says it's going to be harder than he thinks. He says he's not just about to walk out, but Kayla seems to think he's just talk because the baby's not even here, and already he screwed up and didn't help set up at the baby shower. He gets frustrated right away, and he's like, well, that's just because I had to pick people up. I don't know, man, you could have just picked those people up earlier and gotten there on time. Once again, Kyler is leaving all the decisions to Lexi. Lexi says he's really starting to make her mad when he doesn't help her with any of the decisions for the baby, but her voice doesn't change, so they just have like this monotone argument with no anger in their voices. Kyler says he's getting pissed and doesn't want to talk about it anymore. But talk about what? He's literally contributing nothing to the conversation. It's amazing to me that they've been together for so long, because he doesn't seem to care about anything. Brianna goes to the hospital ready to give birth. She is crying because it hurts so bad, and it hurt really bad just watching this because she had a really tough labor. Danae, Brianna's mom, and Brianna's sister are there, and Brianna's poor mom is just screaming, "Push, push, push," like she's a personal trainer. She's all red. She looks almost as stressed as Brianna. But unfortunately, all that pushing was for nothing, because they end up having to give her a C-section. And Brayson Jaramillo is born. Yep, it turns out Danae didn't get that last name, and he didn't sign the birth certificate either. Kayla is getting her ultrasound. Stefan says the words are undescribable for what he feels. On the way home, Kayla mentions her maternity shoot. She's about to do a photo shoot, and Stefan's mad that she didn't tell him about it and doesn't seem to want him in them. Well, you're not together, so why would she want you to be in them? Why would you want a picture of you and your ex framed in your house? Like Ryan's parents have of him and Macy when they were together. Just awkward. She said she didn't realize he cared about it, but that he can come now if he wants. For the next segment about Jade and her baby, MTV plays this song that goes, "I need milk, I need milk." Pretty literal there, MTV. Jade is changing diapers, saying she feels so lonely. She even implies that she's depressed, and Sean uses air quotes talking about her depression. And he doesn't really believe that she is. He says, because she's always so happy when he gets home. She's like, "Yeah, I'm happy when you get home because I finally have some help." Sean thinks they should put Chloe in daycare to get some of the stress off of Jade, but Jade thinks she's way too young and doesn't want Chloe being raised by a stranger. Ashley's taking some maternity pictures in nature and hiking. Barr wants to propose to her, and he says the baby should make their relationship stronger. Lexi's mom says her and her stepdad want to have a sit-down chat with her and Kyler. Lexi says, "I'm the only one who has things in mind about this situation." Yeah, in more ways than one. Her mom starts crying because she feels like it was only yesterday that Lexi herself was born, and her baby's having a baby. So far, Danae has been waking up early to tend to Brayson, and he's being helpful with Brianna. Brianna's mom agrees to let Danae move in, officially, but she wants contribution. Danae says he doesn't mind paying rent, and they hug it out. I guess we're doing a Young and Pregnant and Jersey Shore crossover here, because Kayla seems to be driving with 2009 Snooki to do her photo shoot. Kayla says Stefan wanting to do the photo shoot is a good sign for him wanting to stick around, but Kayla has trouble hanging out with him because every time they do, she feels like they could work everything out and be together, even though that's shown to be false. Stefan does come to the photo shoot. Of course, he's late, but he does come. And the photographer seems to think that they're together, and it makes it kind of awkward because he's saying to them, "Oh, you love her, so hug her, get real close to her belly." And they're just like smirking because they know it's early. He has a hard time getting Stefan to smile. Hopefully this guy knows Photoshop too, because I get the feeling we'll have to crop him out of the picture eventually. Ashley goes tubing, and when she sticks her pregnant belly through the hole of the float, it touches the rocks on the seafloor. before. Her cousin asked Ashley about marriage and how she would feel if Barb proposed, and she's like, nah, I don't want to deal with none of that shit. Why rush? I need to focus on my career first, so we might be headed for an awkward proposal soon. Jade feels like a prisoner in her own house. When she's venting to Sean, he suddenly announces that he put his 2 weeks in at work, and he's like, I did it for you. I finally quit my job. He wants to be a stay-at-home dad. Jade is understandably mad that he didn't tell her because they don't live with their parents. They have bills to pay. And now she's pretty much forced to get a job, even though she can't yet without her doctor's okay. And that's the end of this episode. The only babies not born yet are Lexi's, Ashley's, and Kayla's. Do you think Kyler and Stefan are going to end up sticking around? Did Sean really quit because he's waiting on the MTV money so he can play video games all day, or does he really want to be a stay-at-home dad? Leave a comment down below and subscribe for recaps every week.